Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wild and Weird Radio Live program.
Welcome.
It is a very special time, right, guys?
Yep.
Oh yeah. We're finally out of spooky season and we are getting back into some regular scheduled live programming.
It's true, but we've also got a very special time, literally an hour ago, with the 57th anniversary of one of West Virginia's biggest yet underrated incidents, in my opinion, the Indrid cold incident. Woodrow Derenberger.
Yep. Historic event, one of the first early contact experiences to go on modern record.
Yes.
And it's one of those quintessential cases.
And it's one of those cases that's gotten blown out of proportion over the years.
Yeah.
Pop culture has taken it away and turned, Indrid into this grotesque figure of some sort. And
The
tonight,
gritty man.
right. And tonight,
combined him with the guy out in New Jersey.
I will be reading the actual description out of the book by Mr. Derenberger, right there, Woodrow Derenberger. So this is his words, not someone else's. So we'll be doing this here shortly. Let's get ready.
Adam Good in the house.
Welcome to me.
We got a new guest, Donna Ho or Hugh. We'll bring back this comment here in a minute. Theresa Racer, Shane Lorison. We've got Larry Hose in the house. Beth Duncan's in the house. What's going on, Beth? Spooky Appalachia, old Jimbo.
Jim.
Lisa Beard.
Hey, Lisa.
Facebook users here. I have to go find out who that is.
Facebook user.
Let's see. Spooky. Theresa, Lisa, Boone Fullwood. What's going on, brother? Tommy Swiger.
Tommy.
And we got Fish Belly as usual. What's going on, Fish Belly? And no Pat yet. No Pat.
Better go look for him.
Chris Coots is here. What's going on, brother?
Folks, hey, Coots. What's up?
All right. So Donna said in 1980, I had never heard of Indrid cold. I had neighbors who had something happen, though, that definitely Indrid cold connected.
Okay.
They were a hippie couple, nice people, but one day, his name was John. He went running from their apartment and scratched Indrid cold on the trunk lid of their car and then just ran off.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. That's bizarre.
Wow.
That is
bizarre, right?
That is something.
That's bizarre. That is
at the time, it was nonsensical to me, and John was never seen again, and I never forgot it. It really bothered me. I could see how.
That is bizarre.
Then Theresa says, that's really wild, Donna. I wonder if he's on Lanulos with a group of human expats that supposedly are there. Yeah.
Hey.
Lisa Beard got an update on the Armory investigation. No good images on film. It was pretty dead. One shadow person on the ceiling, but I wasn't fast enough to catch.
That's normal. That's just normal. Joe, before we read off any more, let's give credit where credit's due over here, and let's roll the banner.
Well, bean footage.
Here we go.
All right, everybody. This show is brought to you by our super chatters: Adam Good, Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Dewey Edwards, Spooky Appalachia, Larry Hose, Guitarchains Craig. This thing's slow. Travis Aurednik, Geoffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, BigfootLittlefoot, Tommy Swiger, Terri Summerfield, and Sarah Ramsey. Thank you. You guys are what make Wild and Weird Radio possible every week, and we couldn't do it without you all. Literally,
Absolutely.
It is the lives started because of you, and they keep rolling because of you.
Yeah.
So thank you.
And they keep getting more fun, and that's what we're doing. Fun and interactive. This is a very less serious show, but we are going to teach you some stuff, possibly.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to hit the Indrid cold stuff, give you some news updates, especially tonight.
Yeah, we'll be.
Lisa's got an image. Yeah. If you want to send that over to Ron on Facebook,
send it.
He can get that put up.
The address here real quick. If you guys have got anything.
Or you can email it to wildandweirdwv@gmail.com.
That's what I'm trying to find.
Either one.
Where's it at? It's right here. Okay. I think it's behind. Yeah, there it is. It's behind the. Yeah, you got it. It's there and there. It's scrolling.
So yeah, if anybody has anything they want to send in during the show that you like a file or something like that, there's the link to do it too.
Yeah.
So Dewey, not Dewey. Where is the
Dewey?
Dewster?
Dewey's on a secret project from what I saw on Facebook.
Oh,
Yep. So we'll probably get to hear about that
that's
next week.
right.
Yep. So that's going to be really cool if it's what I think it is, and I'm pretty sure it is. What else is going on out there that we need to discuss? There was a couple of things that happened this week.
Well, the news piece ran here locally in West Virginia, but we shared it out on basically every Bigfoot page that I'm on.
Yeah, well, there are other people sharing it too. I've noticed. I've been tagged in a few things today, which I appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys for taking notice and doing that, because it's very rare that our, we get that kind of publicity, right? I mean, it's pretty cool.
Tape Master said, "I'll send some of that audio we talked about yesterday to that email."
Awesome, man. Yes. So, for those who didn't see it, we were interviewed, and we told them everything was Bigfoot. No, we didn't. We totally didn't.
No, we did good. I think it was really fun. They seemed to have a blast, and mind you, she took about 25 minutes of interview.
Oh gosh!
Edited it down to 4 minutes.
I'm amazed.
Yeah,
I'm amazed at how she did that, and got a great story, and told the story the way it was. Yep. That was awesome.
And
love it,
guys. What happened afterwards was the real icing on the cake.
Yeah.
There was samurai chatter about 5-10 minutes after the cameras quit rolling. We were packing everything up. I'd already started loading gear into the truck, and I start hearing the chatter, and Ron and Marilee and Tyler are over the picnic table still talking, where they were tearing down the actual, lighting and all that stuff. And I'm trying to get their attention. I'm walking down the little grass area and waving my arms, going psst, 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 and then pointing in the direction. And because I heard a coyote pop off first. And then I was like, oh, well, if anything's going to happen, now's when it's going to start. And surely enough, within a few minutes, or a few seconds, really, there was this chatter, this babbling chatter, like what Ron Moorhead captured with the samurai chatter.
It sounds like some drunk old man.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. So we thought there was somebody hollering at their dogs. That's what we heard. And it's like, what is that? And then about the time you did that, I was like, that's not dogs. That's not a man. We were already walking that way at that point, and we stopped because I didn't want it. I had my light on. Remember the lights? I had to can that. But that thing was weird, man. There was some weird sounds.
Yeah.
And I'm glad everybody got to experience that. That was exciting, because that's what it takes for people who haven't had these experiences, who think that, you're full of crap. I got somebody over there on one of the things they had commented that was all fake. I'm like, well, that's wonderful. That's cool that you think that. But,
see, I haven't seen a single negative comment.
Yeah, we got one. We got one. And basically I just responded with the typical thing, like, it really doesn't matter. I'm not really here to make you believe anything. It doesn't matter to me. I can just tell you it's not fake, and there were multiple witnesses. But you're welcome to come out and join us the next time we have a workshop, and perhaps understand this whole phenomenon a little bit better.
Yeah. And it's crazy. This is the first time, like, for me. Now I know you'd said you told us about the negative encounter you had just had, but this is the first time that I think I've shared something in multiple arenas and didn't see anything negative.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was blown away. And now we're 3 days out from that, and I'm just kind of like,
this wasn't necessarily on my post. This was on someone else's post talking about it. They shared. I just responded to them because, hey,
if you were tagged in it,
that's us.
Yeah.
So,
but
it doesn't matter. Like I said, you're gonna have people who are like that. They either believe or they don't believe. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to change anything. We've talked about this multiple times, and we'll talk about it multiple times more.
Yeah. We will. We will.
And I would really like to have this conversation with someone who's actually been in the woods.
Can you say what area you were at Canola State Forest? Yeah. We were down near the archery range is where we were near. That's where we were set up at, was down there near the archery targeting area. Then let's see, everybody. Oh, Black Tower is back.
Black Tower here?
Black Tower, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Black
Tower.
Tower. Good to have you back. We had a really good night that night with Marilee, and the activity went on for what did you say, about 5 minutes?
About. The car kind of scared it away.
The car came and everything just stopped.
Yeah, the car scared it away.
And,
but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was such a fun time. And speaking of fun times, we've got upcoming very soon.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
A really fun time coming up.
This is the blowout. Yeah.
Cryptid Con.
Yep.
In Lexington, Kentucky. I think it's the 15th and 16th, November 15th and 16th.
I'm just going to show up when we're supposed to. Yeah. I never know what date we do anything.
It's the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Okay, wonderful. And I'll tell you this. It's the one you want to be at. It's going to be fun. And I do mean fun, because if anyone's been to our stuff, you know it's fun, right? And the presentation, I'll guarantee you, is going to be something that you remember. Yeah. That's definite. And yeah, you want to see it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
We're going to be showing. There's footage that we can't show on YouTube because it'll get pulled. But we've got some gruesome deer mutilation footage we're going to be showing, as well as some other footage that we've collected over the last couple of years with the therm and things like that. There's going to be a lot to see.
Plus some never before stuff. Yeah. It's going to be a good, proper closeout to the year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Boone says, I'll be there. Can't wait to see you guys. It'll be my first time going. Boone, you're going to love hanging out with Scott Holbrook. I know Scott's going to be there. Then I know a few other folks who will be showing up that are sometimes in and out of the comments over here. I know Chris Coots, he'll be there, so you'll get to meet Chris in person. It's going to just be a really, really, really good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really good time. But yeah, we had some wonderful stuff that happened. Hey, Carrie.
What's up, Carrie?
We had some wonderful stuff that happened. Like I said, this past week. Of course, you know, we're honored that they did choose us to kind of represent the spooky season and whatnot. They also chose SRI. SRI made the news, and Flatwoods made the news. So it was like everybody who's in this kind of got a little publicity, and shine the spotlight on West Virginia, which is exactly what we're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Yeah, the segment it was really cool because Marilee worked with me after we had done our Bigfoot stuff and was asking who she could reach out to and get in contact with for Flatwoods Monster. And I was like, oh, you have to go talk to Andrew at the museum. Like he's the best one to talk to on that topic for sure. And and then I think it was SRI was on channel 3.
Yeah, they were on channel 3. WSAZ.
Yep, they were on channel 3. Yep. He was plugging a
what are the events
an event.
They've got? Yep. And you know, so it's just great to see that kind of stuff air. There she is. Ashley.
What's going on, Ashley? Yeah, it's fun seeing that stuff getting some light in the media, especially down in the southern part of the state.
Yeah, it was wonderful to see, actually. It made me very happy. And, you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, it was wonderful being a part of it, but it's really cool to see the people that you know getting exposure out there the way it should be. And it really should be that way, honestly.
Said, yeah, Brian and Casey were plugging our Erie Echoes Con November 18th.
Yep.
That's when it's November. That's when we're going to be at CryptidCon.
Yes.
So that's the date. So it was November 8th, not 16th.
Yeah, it's that weekend, right? It's 3 days.
Yep. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And whoever wants to join us at the dinner table is more than welcome to come over.
Welcome.
Because we do this. I'm not kidding you. This is a party. This is the end of the year party. And believe me, it's going to be a fun one. I am not kidding.
So in another part of wild and weird, big news, little junior news reporter man over here breaking the #1 charts section. Give us a little shout out there, Brandon. Come on, tell us
what'd you do, Brandon. What'd you do?
So it was part of a Halloween event where a bunch of us horror writers were going to make at least one of our writings for free for Halloween for people to download. It was like a promotional thing. And
how'd you do, Brandon?
It boosted mine all the way up to #1 in 2 categories.
That's
I was
awesome.
pretty shocked about that.
That is awesome.
You know what that deserves, Joe?
Yes, I do. Is it broken?
That's an overlay.
Oh,
you're fired.
Oh. I thought I broke it for a second. I know I got to turn it off now. Yeah.
Good help is so hard to find these days. Anyway, everybody, Brandon, right there. Brandon did it.
Good
Way
job,
to go,
buddy.
Brandon.
Thanks.
What's next?
I was pretty surprised. I
What's
didn't
next,
expect
Brandon?
that much.
What's next? Is there anything you can talk about like that you're going to be doing? Or
Well, I'm now an editor for the press I've been working with Psychotoxin Press. So we're working on some new young adult themed horror. So like Goosebumps level scary stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's awesome, man. Yes.
When you get that stuff finished up, definitely let me know, because my wife's an English teacher, 6th grade English teacher, and loves that. The kids love that kind of stuff.
We actually have our first book. We just announced today it's going to come out on November 22nd, the first young adult horror book.
Cool.
That's awesome. I too am writing a book. No, I'm not. I'm just messing with you. I've been writing a book for 25, 30 years. It's probably never going to be done. Tony has pretty much threatened me at this point, either finish it or, he's going to hurt me. So at some point I might finish that. But here's a real thing. We've got several new pieces of awesomeness that you're going to be able to find at the table. One of those awesomenesses isn't made yet, but it's coming. I want it by show of hands out there. And by hands, I mean, say yes, or that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. How many of you guys are interested in your very own wearable little glow in the dark jar of star jelly?
I know you guys want the star jelly, especially after you know what the description of it is.
If you don't understand, go back and watch the past few episodes. You'll figure it out real quick, especially that sky creature one and the one before it.
Joe's just going to eat
waving.
his.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they're going to be unedible, just to let you guys know.
I mean, that's anything's edible once.
All right. Okay. Well, I wouldn't advise it, but you do you.
Yeah, everybody seems to think that the sky jelly in a jar wearable is
yeah. Well, they're going to be cool. So those will be should have those up for, you'll get to see the first look, hopefully exclusively here next Thursday. I'll debut those and let you guys see what they're going to look like. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be really cool. So do we have anyone out there, before I start talking about Indrid Cold, do we have anyone out there who has any interesting stories this week? Because I know that there's been some accounts of late.
I'm trying to find the folks over on Facebook to find out who Facebook user is.
Oh man, it's like a quest.
Okay, one of them is Nathan Hardester.
Hey Nathan.
And the other one is Are you for real, Jimmy? You're
Jimmy.
Get off there and go back to YouTube.
What's he doing?
He's commenting over there on the Facebook side.
Jimmy, you knew better. can't look at Facebook while I'm doing
and
that.
somehow hasn't given pre-authorization.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yes, we're talking smack about you, Jimbo.
Yep.
Are the jellies in mason jars? We're gonna make some in I had a small-ish jar. Basically, it's around this size. There will be some that will be this size. Those will be a little bit bigger, and then there will be ones that Ron's going to be working
I'm
with.
not.
that
I'm
are
just
gonna be on
making.
necklaces
They're
and-
little. They're if you got the ghost in a jar that we did there a few
Mm.
years ago at Mothman, it's gonna be like that. But you'll be able to wear these, so it's gonna be a little different.
But yeah, we're. I think it's going to be funny.
I wonder if there's gonna be a golden ticket version.
That's there. There should be.
I just wonder if there's gonna be. I don't know because I never know until I'm doing these things, and I'm like, that's a brilliant idea. Okay, let's do that. That's how we do it.
Yeah, it's going to be. It'll be a fun little trinket to have on your shelf, and it will radically glow in the dark. That we can promise.
Oh, it would definitely glow in the dark. So you guys ready for me to read a little bit from visitors from
Yeah, give
Lanyolas?
us a description.
I'm just going to
of
read this because there's so many people who
the good old
think that they know what Indrid
Mr.
Cold looks
Cold.
like. Yeah, they picture this, the Joker. And
I mean, that's unfortunately that is kind of what pop culture is driven him into.
Yeah, that's what. But this is Woodrow Derenberger's Visitors from Lanyolas, and this is a spooky Appalachia sticker that I'm using as the bookmark because why not? Works. Look, it glows too. I think it glows. Jimmy, does this glow? I think it glows. Oh well.
No, it's holographic.
I don't know. It looks like it glows. But either way, get you one of these off of Jimmy. He's over there somewhere. Well, maybe he's lost in Facebook land. I don't know where he's at. Anyway.
You can afford it now that he's monetized.
Yeah, right.
Right. Exactly.
Congratulations, Jimbo.
Yeah, thank you guys for helping Jimmy.
Hey, there he is.
Podcast.
He's back.
There he is. See. Okay. It doesn't glow. Okay, good. Well, there's you something to work on. So here we go. I'm going to read this. It was a cold and rainy evening on November 2nd, 1966, approximately 7 p.m. on this date. I was driving my Ford Eco van down Interstate Highway I-77, coming from Marietta, Ohio, to my home in Mineral Wells, West Virginia. I was driving up a long hill at about 50 miles per hour. My truck was loaded with stereos and sewing machines. One of the sewing machines fell off the top of the stereo, causing me to turn on my dome light to see what had fallen. At this time, I noticed a car coming up the highway behind me. He had blinked his lights to pass. I kept on at the same rate of speed, and the car passed me. Directly behind this car, about 50 feet, this ship, as I have come to call it, came up beside my truck. And at first, I thought it to be another car. Then I noticed that it had no lights. I then turned my head and glanced at it and saw that it was something that I had never seen before. At this time, I was not frightened. Then it pulled a little ahead of me and turned crosswise on the highway, started to slow down. To keep from hitting this object, I slowed my truck and pulled off the highway to the right onto the shoulder so that I could go around it. But it completely blocked the road from the shoulder to shoulder. It kept slowing down until it came to a complete stop. As I also did not more than 8 to 10 feet from it, as soon as it stopped, a door opened and a man stepped out. Immediately, he stepped to the ground. I received a message to roll down my window on the opposite side of the truck. I heard no audible voice, but I somehow knew what the man had asked me. I leaned across the truck and rolled down the window. The man then walked up to the right side, to the side of the truck, and stood very close to the door. He said that he would like to speak to me. He asked me not to be frightened, and then asked my name. I was so frightened by this time that I could not answer him. He told me I could either think or speak verbally, whichever was easier for me. He said his name was Cold. He then asked me if I worked for a living, and if I had to, I told him yes, that I was a salesman. He then said he was a searcher. He repeated that I should not be frightened. He again repeated, I should not be frightened. That he wished me no harm, only happiness. He had a pleasant smile on his face, and his arms were folded with his hands tucked under his armpits. He asked me what the lights in the distance were, and although he did not point, I knew the direction about which he was inquiring. I told him it was Parkersburg, a city. He asked me if all the people lived there, and I told him it was a place of business and of trade, and that most of the people lived in outlying areas or the suburbs. He told me that a place of this kind, where he was from, was called a gathering. He then said, Mr. Derenberger, look at me. I am the same as you are. I sleep, breathe, and bleed, even as you do. Although he was not speaking verbally to me, I could well understand every word he was saying. I felt no pain of any kind. My truck was running smoothly. Both of my headlights were on, and also the dome light in my truck. After the man stepped from the ship, it rose off the ground and hovered 50 to 100 feet above my truck during the duration of the conversation. As he walked in front of my truck, I could see him very plainly in the headlights of my truck. He had a very pleasant appearance. He was approximately 5'10" or 11, weighed approximately 180 to 185 pounds. His hair was very dark and thick and combed straight back over his head. He seemed to have a very good tan. He looked normal in every way and was very friendly. The expression on his face changed at times. He then asked me why I was so frightened. He said that in his country was not nearly as powerful as ours. He also told me to report this incident to our local officials, and at a later date, he would confirm my story. He then said that he would meet with me. I talked to him approximately 10 minutes. I did not see him give any sign, but the ship descended and settled directly beside my truck. Mr. Cold then walked in front of my truck to the ship. The door opened, and I could see another form reaching out to close the door, or to possibly help Mr. Cold into the ship. The ship then left and went straight up, making a sort of fluttering sound.
So, in none of that description do you get the pop culture imagery that has been attributed to Indrid Cold.
The expression on his face changed at times. Wasn't a locked grin, wasn't a stapled on smile.
Yeah.
So he was more like a young George Hamilton.
He looked normal in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Mr.
went on to say,
Derenberger,
I'm just like you. I
look
eat,
at me.
sleep,
Mhm.
bleed.
I am the same as you are. Mm-hmm.
So Les Durant joined us, and
Les,
we finally got some dates ironed out from some other guests, and I'm going to be sending you a list of dates to choose from. Les was in a documentary called it was Encounters. It was on Amazon Prime. It's a pretty good little flick. He also says that he recorded 2 craft tonight.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, with the way things are going and the activity that we see in the sky is not at all surprising.
No, it's not surprising. It's not unheard of. None of it, you know.
So Pat says, I would have a hard time believing that his people were not as powerful when he arrived in a flying spaceship.
I think that was his way of just, diffusing the situation, Pat. I really think that Indrid made it a point. This is why I believe this story. You're right, just a regular guy. This is why I believe this story. I believe this story because it's not fanciful. I believe this story because The only thing that sounds weird about it is, look, the dude's talking in my head. It's telepathy. We know how that works, right? But when we hear things like this, that means I'm not going to hurt you. I can't. My hands are down here. I don't have a weapon. See,
Yeah.
I can't, I'm not going to be, pulling out a ray gun. I'm going to smile because, that's probably one of the universal signs for peace. Maybe. I don't know. Might be offensive to some people, but, I think that even his look, his appearance, we have to question that now because of what we know with everything else.
Mhm.
Did he look like that for real? Was that a physical, shape, or did he put that image into Woody's head?
Well, with the description and the subsequent interactions that Woody had, I would say that what Woody actually saw was probably less of a screen image because he met others. According to Woody's story, he met others.
Yes, he did.
Now, the one thing that I think is very interesting is Spooky brings up is how there is some, similarities between the Men in Black reports and Woody, except for the fact that Woody's clothes were described as being kind of like shining, like a jog suit material. But the another thing is that you have that. Don't be afraid.
Yep. Where have you heard that one before?
It's laced throughout every type of angelic encounter in the Bible.
I'm just saying.
Don't be afraid. And then the reassurance, do not be afraid.
Calling it for what,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Nathan Hardster said, I've seen purple and green lights in the sky tonight. Purple is definitely not
That's
aircraft.
not normal. Yeah. That's not what we call normal. Nope.
Les says, if y'all need a guest, let me know. Absolutely. We'll get you. I'm going to get you some dates here soon. I was the one that was sending you some correspondence back and forth on Facebook a little bit, buddy. It's been real busy. So I apologize for not getting back to you in the last 2 weeks or so. It says I do CE5 type stuff in another documentary. I have to check that one out. What was the name of that other documentary, Les? Ashley says, I have a personal bias now. However, I have tried over and over to debunk this story, and I can't. It sounds out there, but there are nuances that back it. There are.
Yep. You can't.
And, it's really unfortunate because, I was hoping beyond hope that we were going to be able to get Woody's daughter on for this show because I knew that we were going to have the live tonight, but Woody's daughter unfortunately passed a couple months ago.
Oh, that was last year.
I thought it was a few months back.
No, she's been gone a while, but the
Ashley
thing is,
would know. Ashley,
I always wanted her on. I always wanted her on the show. Like we wanted her on the radio, but it never, just never happened.
In primates, smiles are anxiety or aggression, but if you can put your voice in my head, you can probably pull my feelings about smiling out of my head. That's true.
Probably.
That is true.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that totally
Ashley said no, it was in May when she passed.
Yeah.
They were good friends.
Yeah, they were. It was a while back. I know that.
Yeah, it was May of 2023. So just a few months back.
I was going to say, if Indrid ever wants to appear on a podcast, he can always come on here.
Well,
I think
Ashley
gets first
Indrid is actually dead.
Well, it depends.
It depends on what side of the story you're being told. But
that story changed a couple of times, from what I understand. Where is the image?
But yeah, we were always hoping to try to get her on the show to talk about the accounts, and it never panned out. It was really unfortunate because the story is so rich. It's such a good account, and it represents early contact in a way that early modern contact in a way that early modern contact is not represented anywhere else. No. It's always with radiation burns and torture and things of that nature. And this encounter was ultimately benign. But the accounts were so frequent that people in Mineral Wells were actually lining up and down the street at Woody's house to watch the UFOs come and go.
Well, they were definitely trying to sight him. So
Hey,
you know,
something I wanted to ask you guys about about Indrid's ship. Something that popped in my mind when you were reading that description. Do you think George Lucas might have based the TIE fighter off of that description?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
especially after we
say.
created the physical model and I was playing with it, and I was like, this is a freaking TIE fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would never say that, but man, it's uncanny.
Well, he did say that he read a lot of accounts and stuff to get ideas when he was designing everything.
So this is the physical model. And when this thing moves around, you tell me that's not a TIE fighter. I mean, that's a TIE fighter.
Right. It's, you know, I mean, I could totally see it. Let's just put it that way.
So Ashley says Indrid knows we all talk about him. He's very humble, according to Tanya. It's very surprising to him.
I would believe that too. Honestly, would believe that.
Teresa says it's interesting to read her book and Woody's back to back and see how their accounts were essentially the same, despite minor details being slightly different.
Well, you gotta
Pat
think
said,
too,
I would love to talk to Indrid Cold, but I'm not that lucky.
Who said that?
I think
Pat.
I think the nuances would be that Woody was an adult at the time and Tanya was just a little kid. So you get to see those two different perspectives.
That is
point,
highly likely, Brandon.
Very good point.
Spooky says, I wish aliens would abduct me and fix my back. Having a bad
I mean,
I'm
going to be honest, dude, that has happened before. So you just never know.
There have been several accounts of people that have been taken aboard a craft and straightened out and put right back.
There is the craft in the 3D print that I did not, was it last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
I think it was last year. And that is a very cool, I love this image. This image took forever to do. It just took forever.
I think that is my favorite piece
there's
in
so
the
much
digital format that you've done.
There's so much detail because if you zoom in, you can't on this one, but if you actually zoom in on the master file, there's puddles on that road. That's how detailed that was. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
This one and the Bigfoot one you just did are my two favorites.
I love this one. And you know, it just doesn't sell a lot. There's a lot of people who don't know what it is, but when it does, it always makes me happy because it's like, yes, you know.
And we've sold those prints too by telling the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we've told the story, and then people are like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." Now there's a story with the piece. I got to have it.
Yep. And then we tell them, you know, to go grab the book, you know, because the story itself is.
Pat says, I always thought it looked like a duck call. I can see that. Got that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing going.
Yeah.
And then Shane Lawson said it looks like a bong.
Well, I mean, yeah,
it's more like a hookah, I think, than a bong.
But
yeah, I can see bong.
It definitely has a paraphernalia feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Nathan,
this little ship in here. Can you guys see that? Let me try to pull that up there. See, that's. Yeah. Can you see that? That's the scout ship that he said, you know, that from Lanulos as well. So I made that as well, and there's it in flight. What it would look like. That
looks like your atypical UFO.
Well,
it's really similar to a ship that was described being sighted here not too terribly long ago. Here is a side by side. You can note you kind of see a little bit better on this camera without it getting nut by the
that's a good shot. There you go. You got it right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can see.
So you can see.
You got the nacelles there on the side, which some said, you know, that's a very Star Trek feel to it. I don't know.
And then this was where's it at?
There's another ship. It's the
mothership, I think is what they called it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a mothership in there.
Right here.
Did you find it? It's a big guy. Plan for the Starship Mothership of Lanulos. Should be on the front page.
Yeah, it's on the front page. Here it is right here. Then there are these craft as well.
That's a scout ship. The one you just showed. That's the one from Cerebus. That's the mothership, Joe. Try to find it.
What page is it?
Because you can see it better. It's literally on my front page. Oh, I think I got it. You can see
You
it
do.
there.
That one's not blipping away.
There you go. You can see that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that almost looks like a
Still shaped,
dirigible, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Oh, it does. But you know what else it kind of reminds me of?
The cigar?
It looks like a Tic Tac.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it does. The Tic Tac.
But yeah,
So Nathan asks, is Mothman and UFOs linked together? The likelihood is extremely high.
very high. And we addressed that in a presentation last year at the Mothman Festival. And I
Yep.
believe, is
We
that
talked
on
about
here?
that at the festival itself. Yeah.
I can't remember if that's on here or not. There might be some highlights back here. If you scroll back on our channel, there it could be on there.
Ashley agrees with Brandon there that Tanya was 4 when all this started. So you're viewing those things through the lens of a child is very likely.
Yeah.
Then it said, wasn't there an encounter a few days before that was very similar?
That would be the one
The
that
Grinning Man.
That was New
right.
Jersey.
Yeah.
It's not here.
Yeah, it wasn't in West Virginia.
And I'm
It
not
was-
convinced it's the same thing.
I'm not either, because
That's
that
neat.
one was real creepy and weird.
Yeah. I'm not convinced that was
Yeah, that's
the
where
same.
people get the two mixed up. They think the Grinning Man was Indrid, and
Right.
where all the artwork comes from.
Teresa says, Ashley, maybe you have insight on it. How much of Tanya's book do you think was her actual memory versus what she's been told, being as how she was so young when the majority of the events happened?
Well, she actually says that Indrid came back later.
Yeah.
So, you'd have to put that into perspective as well, I think, right?
But she said she played with Indrid's kids, remember?
Mhm.
Craig
would, like,
says
hang
new
out and
merch
play.
idea, tobacco pipe.
Hey, Craig's here.
Yeah,
Where'd
Craig,
you come from?
he just popped in. That's his first comment in the house.
Welcome back,
So
buddy.
he's been here for about 3 minutes at least.
Welcome back.
Then Boone Fullwood says it was amazing what Ron can create. Ron, your artwork is amazing.
Thanks, man.
Then Theresa, there's actually a second unpublished book by Tanya that may or may not have. That I may or may not have, but her first book, I believe, was a mixture of memories and her dad's stories. She was definitely present.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa says we brought a print of Ron's that moves when viewed through an app.
Oh,
My
yeah.
husband was scared as crap about it, and all of his stoner friends.
I could really mess with you guys because I can change that at any time and make it do all kinds of crazy stuff, just letting you know. So you never know if you're staring at it and it turns into something completely different.
The second book definitely has more of her later years with Indrid.
Yeah.
Ashley says, yes, spooky. Indrid tried to stop another vehicle, but they did not stop.
That was that not the same time frame though? Wasn't that the same day? Or was that the day before? I don't remember.
What
I
I
don't
can
know.
remember.
Ashley,
I
what
think
do
it
you
was
know?
The same day.
Because I can't remember.
But Ashley would be having the notes on all this.
Yes.
Sure. Bigfoot
bet
Littlefoot's in the house. What's going on?
First guy probably died of a heart attack after seeing that ship flying next to his car.
The Tad Jones incident
Jones,
was
very similar.
familiar. There in
That's-
Dunbar. That was the
yeah.
I-64 incident.
Yep,
Mhm.
that is a very, very strange incident. That sounds very remarkably familiar to it, honestly.
Yeah, with the exception of the sphere.
Yeah, with wheels on
Yeah.
it, which is even more crazy. I think I did that one too. I'm looking for it. Let me see.
Bigfoot Littlefoot, didn't Indrid say he was on a mission of sorts?
He's a searcher.
He was a searcher. He's
a searcher.
Essentially Star Trek. Basically.
He's seeking out strange new life and
Yeah.
existences and all that, right? Where is that? Oh, well, weird. Here it is. I want to see if I finished that one. I may not have finished it.
Bigfoot Littlefoot said, and didn't Indrid hang out in Ashland at the Wagon Wheel on 17th Street? According to the television program
There's
Hellier,
there's your, there's your grill. There's your Tad Jones grill.
Yep.
So it was kind of like that, but it also had wheels, I believe, that when it landed or something, if I remember correctly. I might be confusing it with something else, but that's kind of what it looked like. So yeah, that's a never before seen one, by the way.
Ashley Hilt said yes, it was the
Same day. Okay.
I
Yeah.
was say yeah, I had never seen the grill one either.
Yeah.
It was the first time I'd seen that one. Ron playing God with his art in the app.
Well, it's actually real art, so there's that.
Indrid Cold stopped by to see what our society was like before he blew ourselves off the planet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now we're going into the Valiant Thor, bud. I mean, there's so much similarities to those stories.
Yeah.
I mean, there really is.
There
You
are.
mentioned it, yeah.
Except for with this one, Woody gets to go back to hang out with Indrid and his buddies over there on Lanulos. It sounds like a great place. Everybody just runs around with no clothes on.
I want to ask Indrid,
paradise.
how do you become an expat and live on Lanulos? I mean, I just want to
right.
Just want to find out for a friend.
Yeah, talk about your expatriated Americans. Yeah, not going south. We're going out there.
Indrid Cold just wanted some tutors.
I have to do that now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just move the craft and put, that Dollar General print that everybody made.
Yeah. Thanks.
Put a tutors in place with the Indrid Cold's craft landed in the parking lot.
Yeah. I'm just going to put it in the parking lot of him standing underneath the sign with his arms crossed in a trench coat.
Yeah. There you go.
That's it. We got it. Wait, I think I just described that. Someone's probably going to just record that and play it to an AI art generator, and it'll do that.
Allegedly, Earthlings have moved to Lanulos. How true is that? I can't say.
Let's just hope it's not true, Ashley.
What is this creature you hold?
It's a tribble.
It's one of the dogs. He wanted in for some reason.
Sorry. Thought it was a hellhound for a second there.
Yeah, I was like, he's got puppy dude there in his lap now.
Training it. It's training it.
So, Brandon, you're going to be very pleased to hear this. I found the print from 3 years ago.
Oh my God.
4 years ago.
You found it?
I found it.
Oh, wow.
That's efficient.
Yes.
That's efficient.
I can hang it up back there.
You can.
Only if you get it, Brandon.
Oh, puppy. Everybody's the puppy.
He's not a puppy. He's probably 8 years old at this point. We picked him up out of a shelter in Ohio. He was from a hoarder house, and nobody knows exactly how old he is.
You don't even know that that's a real dog.
Wait till it takes off its skin suit and starts walking around as like a big bundle of brain matter and tentacles.
You don't know what that thing is. I mean, it could be a dog. Maybe.
I mean, just look at that brain cell bounce around.
Right. That thing's thinking about us. I don't trust it, man. Nah,
Pat said, I didn't know Brandon had a pet rat.
That's good. So, guys, what say you? What is your take on the whole Indrid Cold story? I wanna get a consensus out there. Like, what are you guys thinking? And moreover than that, could you see something like this happening today?
Bigfoot Littlefoot said, if it's a Chihuahua, it is not a dog. I've got one.
You're right. They're the meanest little things. When you're a little dog, you gotta be mean. That's what they say.
Well, okay. While we're waiting on them to chime in on this, let's go back into some theory here.
Theory. Okay.
Theory.
Speculation.
Not conspiracy theory. Theory.
Oh,
I know. It's not fun.
Space lasers.
According to these encounters that were all happening around the same time, there was another being of similar nature, looked like us, bled like us, ate like us, slept like us, except for he had a apartment in the Pentagon.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And we don't. But we have my favorite early case that I do think especially with everything unraveling the way it is, would be the case of Valiant Thor.
Yeah, Valiant Thor is a really fun story.
It's such a fun story, man. I'm telling you, like, What if he's still here?
It's another one of those, like, it sounds so absolutely ridiculous that this can't be true. And yet now, when we look at it through the lens of retrospect of how all this
Boone
is
knew where I
played
was
out,
going.
yeah, how it's all played out at this point with some of these allegations that have come forward, these so-called whistleblowers who have come forward and said some of the things that they've said, and these witnesses who are coming forward and saying, it sounds, why not? I mean, that's all I'm going to say. Well, why not at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? If anyone watched the very first episode of Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, it was last season, or I don't remember. Yeah, it was last season, first season 1. The very first episode, you'll understand that was pretty much based off of,
Thank you, Ada. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're amazing, and we love you. See you later, Ashley. Go enjoy your show, and you best believe we're staying weird. You do the same.
But yeah, it was basically based off of that. So why not, have this benevolent race who's not, I mean, they don't care. They don't care if you blow yourself up or not. It's like, look, you can join us. Here's what you got to do. Or you can blow yourself up. I really don't care. I don't have, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
One option extends your survival. The other option
just happened.
We don't care.
We just lost Joe's audio.
Hello, hello, hello. Still gone?
I hear you fine, Joe.
Okay, Brandon can hear me. Ron can't hear me.
Weird. Yeah, we totally lost your audio.
Brandon, you talk. Can Ron hear Brandon?
Can you hear
Brandon,
me?
can you hear him?
Yeah, I hear him fine.
Okay, so I lost all your audio. It's me. So you guys can hear yourselves. I can't hear you.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Did your in-ears,
I'll be back.
in-ear battery die? Anyway, Ada Cox, you're awesome. So Boone Fullwood was basically reading my mind there and said, Laura Eisenhower's great-great-granddaughter of President Eisenhower openly talks about Valiant Thor. I listened to her on a podcast a few days ago. Yeah, her stories about what she tells about Valiant Thor and what Eisenhower said about him is phenomenal. Thanks, Ada. Oh, we got Lisa Beard. Lisa Beard coming in.
Oh.
To the best people ever, Lisa, we love you. You're amazing. You are awesome. Then Nathan says the aliens messed up the sound. Yep.
Mibs.
Can you hear now? Testing. I can't hear you. Nope. The men in black got him. The men in black are taking him out.
I think Valiant Thor is a pretty interesting code name that they picked for him too.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what he told him his name was.
Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
You know,
3.
and you've got Indrid Cold. That's a weird name.
3.
You've got Valiant Thor. That's a really weird name. The possibility of these encounters being somewhat related.
I still think Valiant Thor is just a code name, and they redacted his real name from the documents.
Oh, you think that's what that was in the CIA docs?
Yeah, I think it was just a code name that they stuck in there instead
just
of
something they slid
on real name.
Now the photos that you can see of him, he's just a
check
dude.
1, 2, 3.
Hey,
yeah.
We got you. Can you hear?
You got me now?
Yeah.
You can hear. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most bizarre thing that I think I've ever seen.
Ron is being silenced. He must know too much. Hey, Angie, what's going on? Good to have you.
That's weird. Could you guys?
Hey, Boone, drop the name of the podcast that you were listening to in the comments there for Bigfoot Littlefoot.
She actually has her own podcast. I saw it years ago.
She does. She started that thing in 2020, didn't she?
Yeah, it was around COVID. She started hers.
Yep.
Check. Okay.
She's actually around our age.
Who we
Yeah,
talking
get her on
about?
the show at some
Because I'm
point.
lost. I'm lost.
But
at this
yeah,
point.
guys, it's so
Apparently,
what's
get
your
her
all's
away.
take towards Indrid Cold and
Been away.
Woody's encounter? You know, it, like I was saying earlier, it was one of the more benign encounters. You know, Woody didn't experience any kind of strange radiation sickness. He didn't die from some weird disease because of prolonged exposure. You know, he had, for lack of a better term, he had a fairly normal coexistence with these entities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Who is that? Beth, we'll get you a copy.
What is it?
Beth said she was wanting to get a copy of that book that we were reading out of, and
Oh.
so we'll pick you up.
This?
Don't worry about it.
You mean this?
Yes, Visitors from Lanulos.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have some at Crypticon. We'll have to go around and see.
Yep. If not, Jeff's always got it in stock.
Oh yeah, he does. That's right. Yep.
But yeah, it's so Theresa says, honestly, when I first heard of Indrid Cold's story, I thought it was a convenient, albeit weird cover story for Woody cheating on his wife, especially with how he'd disappear for days and weeks on end.
I mean, he disappeared.
You know,
Yeah.
believe it or not, it was actually really common for men to have a secret family off somewhere else.
Before the days of the internet and cell
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah.
Yep. My
was
own
easy to
grandfather
do.
did that.
When you
Your
could
Well, I never
grandfather?
met him.
Wow, you have an
Mhm.
interesting past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out through DNA test that I have relatives in South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's amazing. That's pretty
Long
crazy.
story.
Yeah. long
Theresa
story.
says, but as I've gotten older, I'm more inclined to think that Woodrow encountered something odd.
Something.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think it was something there. So what did I miss? Why did they take me out for? We were talking about what? Thor? I mean, that wasn't true. So, why do they care? Right?
So Theresa says he was cheating, though. The Derenbergers got divorced and he married a UFO researcher.
I think, like a lot of things, it would be easy to say that
We actually, if you want to send a painting over to Ron or somewhere if you can, but we, for whatever reason, StreamYard hasn't updated anything like it to where you can post images in the comments. Otherwise, I'd say
Not yet.
go for it.
not yet. Give them time. They're
But
working
give 'em
on
time.
some
It'll
really
be
cool
there.
things. I'll
Currently,
guarantee
images and links, when you put them in, they just go in as text and it won't actually.
I remember Tanya was in a documentary several years back, and she said that some of Indrid's brothers or kids, I can't remember what, came and told her that Indrid might be dead, that he had gotten into
Yeah,
a
that was in
battle with
Hellier.
someone. Was it?
Yep, that was in Hellier. Trust me, I remember.
And then I remember she came back later and said he wasn't dead, he was hiding because he was injured.
I like how you prefaced that.
Right.
Yeah, that was good how you did that.
Yeah.
So if he's still out there, I'm just putting this out in the universe. You can come hang out with us.
Right.
Or Ashley. She probably
Well,
deserves it more.
I think Ashley deserves it more. Here's the thing. What did who was it? I can't ever think because there's too much crap going on. We could just, do the thing where we all think the same thing, right? And send out the cosmic message. I mean, it worked before, Then the Men in Black show up out of your radio. We have a
Maybe we should
radio.
all go out
So-
tonight and just take a cruise down 77.
Right.
Okay, you're laughing about that, but let me tell you a little story something I'm thinking about. I'm thinking that matters. I'm thinking that the space matters as much as the time matters. And it may have something to do with what we call, how we perceive like residual hauntings and so forth and so on. Like those, and how we perceive the anniversary sightings, because there's a lot of those. Like
Yeah, there are.
these things that happen on, right. So I'm thinking that if we can somehow tune into that, I think it's a possibility. I think there's a definite possibility that that could happen.
Well,
if he
next
rings
year
my
on
doorbell in a
November
few
2nd,
minutes, I'll
I
let
say
you know.
we go live from 77
We're
in
just sitting
Mineral
by the
Wells,
road.
right outside of Mineral Wells,
We'll just set out by the road. Right on
and
the
we will
side
see
of the
what
road.
happens.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there'll be some stuff that happens, but it may not be.
Yeah, that'll be our Dogman live stream, except we're trying to summon Indrid.
God.
Yeah.
God bless them. Oh,
BigfootLittlefoot says Indrid would be about 95 now, right? If theoretically, but that is if
Human
he
years.
ages
only if
normal.
it's human years. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
He never aged. Remember, that was one of Woody's things. Was he always said that Indrid never aged. He always looked the same.
That's what I like about them Penulosans.
Manifestation. Yep, that's right.
They stay the same age. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah, Bigfoot. That is a group CE5, and that's pretty much been done before. That's how Albert K. Bender came up with World Contact Day.
Yeah. Teresa said, speaking of dogmen, there was a weird canine prints allegedly found near the Tad Jones site. So maybe a connection to Indrid.
What do you do with that one?
Well,
know?
it's one of those wild things, you know, the Indrid Cold, Valiant Thor, and back to theory, back to where before Ron lost audio. Okay. Theory time.
Well, apparently it was a good theory. Go ahead.
Do you remember when we were told that there was a handful of these beings that are just, they're here hanging out. They look like us. Like they're human as human, I guess, can be to be non-human, but they're here. And for a while, people were thinking that Elizondo was one of them.
I remember that. Yeah.
And, but what if these people from another place are still visiting here, but they're under a government contract of some sort?
Oh, that they've signed on the dotted line now.
Yeah. And what it, like, cause think about what we're going to talk about tomorrow, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this is what got me thinking was last night when we were recording that episode.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to talk about this on the live, because this didn't make it in the show, but this will be great for the live. What if part of this legislation for handing over all the documents about NHIs and UFOs that is known, there's a list where they say, yeah, well, you know, Jimbo over here, he's actually from, you know, the Nebula 49 from the planet of Lanulose.
Yeah, we found this list of employees that they all have blonde hair and blue eyes for some reason.
Yeah,
they're all
right.
about 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, anything's possible at this point. You know how I feel about this, because it doesn't matter anymore. Everything, you know, that you thought was completely impossible or ludicrous, there's just grains of evidence and possible truth in all of it at this point. So you really have to look at everything.
Speaking of Nords, did you know that Thor in the original mythology actually had red hair?
Oh, yeah.
Makes me wonder why Marvel opted making him blonde instead.
Because everything else made him blonde too. Like there was a lot of other once it started getting into the American depiction of what these Nordic people looked like, not Nordic aliens, but the Nordic people in general. They were always like blonde haired, bearded
people, man. Aliens.
People.
Aliens.
And so then the blonde hair, the flowing blonde locks of hair always made things look more like godly or angelic. I mean, that's why I went bald, because I had flowing locks of blonde hair at one point.
God.
And I was too deity like, and I had to, you know, shave my hair.
Yeah.
You had the Aquaman mullet.
Now it's a Hulk Hogan mullet. If it would come in, I'd have a skullet. I should
Got
do
the
that.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan thing
Okay,
going
guys,
on.
here's the deal. We get to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube in the next month. I will grow a skullet. It's a deal. Oh, so Facebook user says, I do believe there are hybrids. They've already seen DNA evidence that there's a strand that doesn't match anything. I think it was maybe 1%, maybe wrong. Don't quote me on that. I do believe you are talking about the RH negative.
Here's an idea I want to throw at you.
Yeah.
So remember after World War II, where we brought over all those German scientists to help us reverse engineer the rockets they were designing over there? Maybe that's what they're doing with the Nords. They're bringing them to work for us to help us make our own spaceships and whatnot.
That's kind of the line that I'm thinking too, man. And Pat says, what could the government possibly offer these people that would make them agree to stop talking to anyone but them? Pat, you've met people, right? All you would have to offer me is to say, I will give you three meals a day, your family 3 meals a day, at an awesome place to sleep, video games and TV, and you never have to talk to people again other than the ones you work with. And I would sign that dotted line and go right now.
Are we done with you pretending that you're God? Are we good? Can I come back now? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, man.
Ah, jeez.
Beth Duggan, they are finding some of those strands are lines of extinct humans. Yes, they are. The BS just flows so easily from Joe. Indeed, it does.
Oh, man, you have no idea.
You got to figure, man, like when we got to stretch that tom and get it going, we got to get creative, buddy.
No.
Craig says, I believe the contact theory. Just think of all the technological advancements over the past 125 years compared to the rest of history, especially the advancement after the Apollo program. Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Oh, yeah.
We touched that a little bit on tomorrow's episode.
A little bit. Tomorrow's episode,
not much, but we glaze it real quick.
You're definitely going to want to tune in to tomorrow's episode.
Apparently, Ron violated his NDA and disappeared again.
Yeah, I was told couldn't talk about that.
Share away, people. We need to see that. Yeah, so I made a deal that if we hit 5,000 subscribers on our YouTube by in 2 months, that I would grow a skullet. With basically the Hulk Hogan hairdo, I'd grow it out.
Okay.
For Kelly,
we need a fundraiser to shave that skullet off.
That's an image I don't really. I can't get on.
Ron, did the emails make it through? Lisa.
That's what I was trying to find. Thank you for.
I hope she's listening right now.
Thank you.
Anita says, I am RH negative. Thank you very much. Yep. And then, yes, we are now caught up in the comments. So Brandon, when like you're talking about with that program, kind of expand a little bit on that if you want.
So, in case you guys don't know, after World War II, we brought over a lot of former German scientists like Werner von Braun and a bunch
Operation
of other people.
Paperclip.
Yep. And they basically were trying to recreate what they were doing in Germany for America. So maybe that's what they're doing with the Lanuloians.
They were trying to recreate what they were doing in Germany with America. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
That doesn't bode
well. Not exactly.
I don't think I like that plan.
The technology. They were trying to recreate German rocketeering.
Okay.
Yeah, the V2 in particular, they were wanting to recreate.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that is Operation Paperclip, and that is where a lot of the stuff came from. And there's a lot of conspiracy theory that deals with that. Again, I don't know if it's conspiracy theory anymore, just because of some of the things that were alleged about the finding the saucer in 1933. That places it around the right time frame. Did they add more to the story to embellish it and make it sound ludicrous? Probably.
There was a lot going on in the Wunderweapon project.
Yeah.
And there was, I'm sure, some technological theories.
Well, there's some
that we acquired through Paperclip.
Guarantee that. Yeah. Why do you think we did that?
Oh, absolutely. So, what year did the Air Force begin? Also, what year did the CIA form?
1947. 1947. But we can't talk about that.
Right. So, we're dealing. I think back to now that Ron's back with us here again. I think it's very possible that with this document, with this legislation, we could find out about non-human intelligence that are more human than not, that are working with us or other
Starfleet.
governments.
You're talking about Starfleet, basically.
Yeah,
That's what
pretty
you're
much.
talking about. Yeah.
But like,
And yeah,
not so much like real Starfleet. It's possible. Like, I'm not going to dismiss it, but like more like a foreign exchange program.
well, it'd be a
You,
federation. It'd be a federation of something, right? That's non-human, possibly, because
Yeah.
chances are we're not dealing with just one species here. Let's be real. This is what the big secret is. This is what the
Right.
big problem is with this. There is a species that has had direct communication with us, but there may be others as well. And I think that's what the big thing is, because when you start looking at the research, you start having to accept the fact that, wow, that's absolutely possible, that is what you could be dealing with. And like you just said, exchange programs, they've probably been going on forever. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a documentary at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I've thought that for a few years, especially, how it was on the anniversary, remastered into 4K and released with a theatrical release all around the time that the UFO stuff was blowing up in the news. It was, I went and I picked it up, of course, I had to, and watched it. And I was just like watching it with new eyes. You know
Well,
what I
yeah.
mean?
yeah. I mean, you have to realize that the ships, they're all lights. They're all lights. They're all
Yeah.
orbs. They're, and it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How did I not catch that before? Here are those images that
Lisa said, I would have totally joined Starfleet instead of the Army if it existed way back then. I joined the Air Force
Space
hoping that
Space
we
Force
would
program.
have this Space Force thing happen, because back when I enlisted, our motto every morning, we'd wake up at 5 dark 30. We'd go out there, we do that, off we go into the wild blue yonder, and then we'd end that song with air power, space power, because we had the whole Space Command thing going. And with my career, I could have transferred over to Space Force had it been inducted earlier, and that was kind of the goal, because it was already in the works. But it just so frustrating. It had been so cool to be in Space Force.
So
what do they have Space Force actually doing right now besides monitoring things?
That's
monitoring things
essentially it currently that I'm aware of. But that's all they were doing still whenever I was in. Other than there were some fabricators and stuff that were on the Space Command side of things that were working on like satellite repairs, rocket repair, the metal on the rockets, things like that.
So here's those photos. So what are we looking at there?
All right, Lisa,
your photo's up. Tell us what we're looking at. Go ahead, caller. Yeah, speaking of which, you want to come on and talk about this? You can. I mean,
yeah,
for real.
we'll shoot you a link. You can jump
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Come
Totally.
on,
You can
Joe,
do
do
it
your
from your
best Art
phone.
Bell impression.
Like that would work, and you can jump on with just audio. That way, if you don't want to be on video, that's cool too. We don't care. But I'm going to narrate. So this is someone taking a picture of a window, and there appears to be, for the love of God, there appears to be a phantom in that window. Now, are we looking at a light and shadow kind of thing going on there, guys? Because I can see some really crazy stuff in that if I stare at it too long.
Lisa, if you want to jump on, you can check your Facebook Messenger. I threw you a link in.
Let's look at the other one. Okay, there's the building. Yeah, I see that over there. That would.
Okay, that photo, the bottom right window is the zoomed in.
That's the
window.
zoomed in window. Yeah, you can see him standing there taking the photo in that. See, right there. Yeah, I can see that. Huh. Wow. That's wild, isn't it? Look at that. That does look like a skull. I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I can't unsee that after I see it. Look at that from far off and then zoom in.
Yeah.
It still looks like it. It looks like a weird alien face skull kind of thing.
It looks like
Look at
the
that.
raw bird.
Oh, well, sort of.
You see the little falcon?
Looking straight at you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do see that. Now, there you go. There's another pareidoia. Is an
Yeah,
amazing
it's
thing. Yeah, now I can see that. So, yeah, maybe that's how it works, man.
so it's at the Historical Society in Blairsville. The only lady was the lady was not there. Only showed up on the SLS till we took the pic. The older lady in the apron.
What?
So,
Lady's not there.
It is a little weird how the light's reflecting off of that window compared to the other ones. I don't know if that's pareidoia or if that's actually something there. Because that looks like moonlight to me.
Yeah, I can't tell. It's bright, wherever it is.
Yeah, it's really bright.
Like a street light maybe over there.
Teresa, I see a bearded dude on the left. Okay. Her face is at the top part, and you can see her torso at the bottom on that zoomed photo.
See, that's what I see.
Yep.
That's
I can see
totally
what you're
I
talking
see.
about there.
Yeah, it looks
And
like
she says that
got her
that
head
wasn't
tilted.
you couldn't see that in person. It only showed up in the picture.
Weird. So you couldn't see that whitish reflection at all. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, it almost looks like smoke in a way.
Isn't that wild? That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Like
What do you guys?
ectoplasmy kind of smoke.
Yeah, yeah. What do you guys make of that out there, guys? I mean, I can see some of that stuff. That's light casting through that tree. I can tell.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's coming from the building next door.
But
The
man,
light is.
look at that. I mean, just the way that it falls and creates that image is just crazy. That's wild.
Okay, she says this is a historical society. I already read that part. Researched it, found out a nanny that lived there when Blairsville was founded.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'd like to see a negative of that to see what it looks like.
I'm doing it right now. So what's going on?
There we go, Ron.
I'm on it. I'm on it. This is real. You guys get to see this stuff as it happens
in real time.
This is how this show rolls. If y'all haven't been on it.
The angry Appalachian. I'm real mad tonight, guys.
I love it. I love it. That is awesome.
I think it's AI hiding in the data of the images plotting to destroy humanity.
It probably is. I'm not even over there looking, but that had to.
That's not happening, which is why I'm awfully polite to our robot overlords that live in my living room.
Yeah, was that Pat who said that? Because I'm not. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, it was Pat.
I'm not even looking. I'm over here messing with the image. I'm gonna let you guys see what I got here. Yeah, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
She said that this year they closed the curtains on everybody when they went through to do the tour.
What?
Yep.
They closed the curtains. Oh. Yeah, the curtains are closed. She's right. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah.
Theresa says, I'd still like to see whatever that other person directly under the window captured from their angle. Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't you though? But I'm going to show you guys what I see here.
Nancy White. Hi, everybody. What's up, Nancy?
Nancy, where you been? Where you been, Nancy?
Nancy, you're late. But you're here. That's all that matters.
Oh, that's important, everyone.
Guys, we're holding a really good audience currently over on YouTube and Facebook at the moment. Share it out with your friends and let everybody else know that Wild and Weird Radio is live right now.
Wow, this is
wild. And let's get this out to a greater audience.
Yeah, absolutely. I highlighted this a little bit for you guys just to see if there's anything really there. You make up your own mind what you're seeing. I'm not adding anything.
She is looking for the SLS photo. Please, and if she finds it, she's going to send it over through email, Ron.
Okay, copy that. I'll be standing by. All right, I'm ready. Here we go. I'm going to send this over. Save. This is exciting, guys. This is exciting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing too, JB. JB says I can see an intensely horrible face of a crumpled up linen, like some sort of specter.
Yeah, check this out. Zoomed. Yeah, zoom.
Spooky says, I'm thinking of 2023 Tacoma in my driveway. I don't know about y'all.
Gosh. Where's it at? It's in temporary episodes. Yeah, there it is. And zoomed. Here we go. Well, this is what I'm seeing down in that window. If we zoom in,
Yeah.
you see that?
Yeah.
Looks like she has black hair. You
Yep.
see that? Now wild, and that just I don't know what in the world. That face is just terrifying. It's
Like JB said, it was kind of like crumpled up linen.
That's wild, dude. It does look like that. That is just wild. I don't know, guys. What are you thinking about this? All of you.
To me, it looks like one of those weird ultrasound pictures of a baby. Where like you
Yeah.
can see like the inside of its skull a little bit.
Right. I know. I can make out what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What? Here, I need to fix this so you guys can see it. I know what I forgot to do. Hang on. Let's see. I wish we could.
Theresa says, looks like an old neck ruffle. Yep. That's what I'm seeing there too.
Yeah, it does, right? So I'm going to see if I can make this where you guys can see it better. Okay. So let me do a little bit of this here.
Pat says, or the girl from the ring.
Right.
Facebook. Let's see who that is. They said, I see Dog Man in a nightgown. That's Beth.
Nah. Hey, you know what? It does look like a bear hat sort of.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah.
Now, here's what's weird. I want you guys to pay attention while I'm doing this for real. I'm not joking about this. I want you to look where I'm making some pointers here for you. I'm not going to do any red circles, but I am going to do a red line.
Oh, no red circles.
No, I want you to look at this, and because I don't know what I'm looking at here. And I need some, I don't know if this, yeah, I think that's one right there too. This is weird if that's the case. All right, send this over. Save copy.
She said, no luck on the SLS. They didn't save to the Facebook page.
Oh, no.
No worries, Lisa.
Oh, well. We're going to see what we can do with this. And two. Okay. Now look at this. Because something.
Pat says these online Rorschach tests are so interactive.
Right? I know. No.
Looks like the Exorcist girl on Dirty Harry, the Deadpool, the scene where they were shooting the video for Welcome to the Jungle.
You see that? What? That object is behind that. So what is that?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. Those white lines are the window frame, like the
okay. If that's the case,
on the window frame.
Yep. If that's the case, that's not a reflection.
Mm-mm. It looks like it's inside the window.
Oh,
yeah.
Unless they're on the inside of the window.
Uh-huh.
Because mine here in the house, mine are on the inside of the window, so they would show a reflection on it.
Okay. Could be. That's just weird.
But this is an old historic building, so it shouldn't be. Those should be wrought iron with the old poured glass windows in it.
Right. They should be.
So you're dealing with something like the plaster or whatever that the lead even.
Yep. The old white crumbly stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And it's like,
yeah, okay. So now I'm tracking with where you were going originally with that. Yeah, unless it had updated windows. Lisa,
yeah.
This building have updated windows, or were those white grids? Or are they actually like individual window panels, like old poured glass? Because I see the ripples in the windows, and they do look like poured glass. Because in the reflection, you can see the waviness in the glass, which is typical of poured glass windows.
Right. It is. I'm going to try to take a look at one of these. Okay.
Theresa says, now I see a hand holding a curtain back. Oh yeah, I do see that, Teresa. I can make that out. I know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yep, right under the arrow,
Okay, let me look.
the bottom arrow. Look at that.
Bottom arrow.
It looks like a hand holding
Oh,
back the curtain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can see that. I see all kinds of weird stuff in that if I stare at it long enough. But to answer our question about
Original building, original windows, whole building is original. So yeah, those white lines, that actual
yeah, I know. I
the
just
hatching there
isolated
on
it.
the windows, those are raised. Those are poured glass windows. There should not be a reflection on that, Ron.
Yeah, I know. I literally, I was going to show you. I just isolated it. So I'm going to show you, show the rest of everybody else what I'm seeing here now. Yeah, you guys are right. It's, I don't know what that is, but here is the other windows for comparison. So yeah, you can totally see those are just window panes.
Yeah.
See them?
They're window panes, and you can tell even in the other photos that's poured glass, that kind of ripply where the light's showing up.
Mm-hmm.
The way they used to make those old windows, if you're not familiar, was they would pour glass into a die, and once it cooled, they'd pull it out.
That is some really good something. I don't know what that is, but
Lisa said I'm talking to Lisa over in my chats, by the way, on Facebook.
yeah,
She's like, he's really getting psyched.
yeah, this is pretty cool.
That's really interesting, especially knowing that those are the molded window panes.
Yeah, those definitely, that should not be there. I just don't see how it could be.
Linko Glass makes those sometimes.
So
You can special
Donna,
order those.
referring back to her thing with Indrid Cole being scratched on the trunk of the car, said that I wanted to mention here that when John ran off, he didn't seem afraid or disturbed. He was kind of like a little boy skipping home, looking forward to something. It was really weird.
Oh, yep, he's an expat.
Yep, he went to Lanulos.
That's wild.
I'd be happy too. Maybe they have affordable groceries.
Please, Lanulos.
So, yeah, this is a really cool image that you caught. I mean, this is really cool. I would be very happy with this.
She said, now you need to play that EVP from Livermore.
Okay, let's pull that up. I mean, if it's good as this, let's see. All right, I'm gonna go over here.
If you looked at the zoomed out photo, it was definitely not standing on the door. The windows were tall. Yeah, those windows are huge. You're right.
Yeah, you guys can, take a look at that while I go mess with this. And I will come back because I don't know, maybe I'll do it while I'm on here. I'll see if I can. Let's see, because I'm going to have to open it up over here and then bring it over.
Oh, man. So
wow, this is awesome.
That's some really good stuff you found, Lisa. And see, guys, this is how the live show just goes from one topic to the next.
Well, we said that there would be personal accounts. I mean, this is what we do.
Is it.
We invite you guys
right into that, and it took off.
That's what we want. We want you guys to bring the content.
This is your show.
It's your show. We're going to look at it and see if we can figure it out for you while we're here. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't.
Lisa said in the segment she sent, the EVP is at the very end.
Copy that. I am now dragging it into the timeline. So I'm going to be listening. Can you hear that? Could you hear that at all?
No audio.
Okay, cool. That's what I want to make sure of.
She said she's curious to hear what everybody hears. And then Beth asks Ron if you had that graveyard picture from Beth.
Oh, it's not accessible.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get a hold of because
it's not accessible.
That was an older photo.
Yeah, I have to go back and grab that.
We can do that one on the next live though.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll give us a week to find it.
Hey, yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta listen to this.
Okay, clip it if you need to. Clip it down.
I'm going to clip it down, but I want you guys to hear this. It's
she said it's at the very end. She wants to hear what everybody has to think.
I found it. I got to go isolate it. So I'll be right back.
Anita Allen, anybody else having their feed lock up? I'm not having any kind of lockup on my side, and I'm watching it also over on Facebook, and I'm not seeing any kind of lockups on my side. It might just be local internet related. Yeah, Lisa, he did like it. Jump back over in the chat now, Lisa. We'll get you back over there where I can stop bouncing back and forth between Facebook and the live, because trying to keep up with everybody else's comments and jump back and forth is because I don't have two screens. Here soon I'll have two screens, but I got to get my director seat set up here so I can run two screens and have Facebook and everything else going up on one, and the StreamYard on the other. Boone says no issues here. Good. I'm going to need some ayahuasca to decipher some of those images and sounds tonight, guys. Hey, Pat, I will join you on your journey with ayahuasca. I will be I will be your trip babysitter. Hey, Brandon, hold on. There we go, Brandon.
Reason.
There we go. You're free.
So while we wait for Ron, I can tell you a really creepy fact I learned today.
All right, let's hear the really creepy fact.
So the abyssal zone in the ocean where light can't penetrate because it's so deep.
Yes.
That is 83% of the ocean, and it also compromises 60% of Earth.
It does.
That's
and
terrifying.
we have like zero knowledge about it. We know like what, 1 or 2% about that stuff.
Yeah, like Challenger Deep, we have yet to really create a vehicle that can go that deep, and they believe there's actually zones deeper than that.
Bigfoot, Littlefoot, keep that on the DL.
It'd be interesting if they could
Anita
use
says
LiDAR.
it's where Cthulhu sleeps. The ocean is super spooky. It really is. Like, I understand why a lot of people have fear of going into the ocean. And Beth, send those over to Ron. Beth, send those to Ron. I got them. Hold on. I'll try. I'll take this off Ron's plate. I'll see if I can do it. I'll get it figured out. Give me a second. Brandon. So with what you've got going on with the government, not you personally, just in general, and we have this legislation that's going about, what are you suspecting that we might see come from some of this?
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to bring this up earlier. I forgot to talk about this, but the one thing that came up in the news that was interesting was that the call that they put out was they're wanting to. This is something that just came out. I think it was either today or yesterday, but Kirkpatrick in particular is the one who ordered this. He's wanting any government employee who used to work for the government as far back as 1945 that has any information about UAPs or whatnot to come forth and talk to them. And it's interesting they picked that 1945 date,
right? Because
what are they looking for? Because they said they're going to be showing that here soon too, whatever they find.
Yep.
And they said that's going to contain historical documents. So are they going to come out and just have more documents saying that Roswell was just a crash balloon, or is this actually going to be something useful for once?
All right, guys. So while Ron is deciphering that audio, I have Beth's photos here that I'm going to throw in here. This was captured on a trail cam in a graveyard. Now, that tree that's there, I've walked by that tree a few times, because this is actually at the Wanberry site, in case anybody's curious. The Wanberry site is chock full of all kinds of high strangeness, okay? And that weird flowy white specter thing. And here's the next photo.
It
These
looks
were
like a praying
successive
mantis.
clips. You can kind of see that like blur in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in a graveyard, y'all.
Ugh.
Okay, we'll get to that whenever Ron gets up here with the EVP.
That's just weird.
Angie says creepy. Beth said, I think that's Beth that's there saying that. Let me look. Yeah, she's saying you can see what looks like feet.
Mm-hmm.
It is a really, really interesting. Ada Cox says, oh, wow. If you're working for the government in 1945, you would at least be 96 years old. That might be why. It's true. That is very true, Pat. Unless you're an alien and you age differently. Just throwing that out there. I don't know. Maybe. And yeah, it's really weird because there was a set of, I think it was 3 or 4 photos, and you see this thing moving. These were the 2 cleanest ones. And it is just, what do you make of that? It's really odd. And it's in a graveyard.
That's like the West Virginia version of the night crawler or night walker, whatever it was they called that thing.
Oh yeah, the walking pajama pants.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a damsel fly. What time of year, Beth? I can't remember what time of year this was. Because if we can determine what type of time of year it was, then I could tell you whether a damselfly would be out or not. Let's see. I'm going to drop that down. Early spring. It's possible. It could be. You're right, Pat. It early spring, depending on what the temperatures are, it could be a large moth or damselfly. That would be possible, but you would expect to see an undulation rather than a like a draping pole.
Yeah, or the blur of the wings.
Yeah, you would see like the blur of the wings, like this undulating sort of what do they call rod? Because that's what a lot of the rods are. Julie Bug said that is definitely wild looking. My friends call those pants demons. The Fresno night walkers. Pants demons. Yeah, Beth, those were some really, really interesting photos. And with everything else that goes on up there at Wineberry, like, guys, I'm telling you, that's one reason why we're so open with telling people that, if you want to go investigate with Kanawha State Forest, go check it out. Because now it's not that we've tapped it out. We definitely don't want anybody else to go and just squelch it out. But Wineberry has so much going on. We could literally go up there for months and just do nothing but collect data, because there's strange light anomalies. There's tons and tons and tons of Bigfoot. It's wild. Ron, we've got your Ron back.
It's wild and it's weird. And
that certainly is.
So is this.
Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a.
You heard that, right? Did you guys hear that at the end?
Yeah, it sounded like breathing.
All right. So I isolated it and we'll let it play this time. I amplified it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the original, then you hear it amplified, and then you're going to hear a noise reduction version. So here you go.
Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us?
I was saying no.
Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us?
I hear Stacy.
Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us?
What
Or
do you guys
vaguely.
hear? What are you guys hearing out there? I don't know.
It's like there's two syllables, and it's either a name or like that last time in the amplified, it sounded like vaguely. Like vaguely.
You want to hear it again, Brandon? Brandon's he's got his okay, yeah.
Hey Ron, can you throw that same audio through a frequency analyzer, or not a frequency analyzer, but spectrograph, and
Yeah.
grab that and see what range it's in?
Yeah, but I think it's pretty much going to be in the high range on this one, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, it seems really close to the microphone.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that that it is, but I am going to do one more thing to it. So let's see.
8 o'clock says Wandberry sounds like a workshop. Nah, probably not for a
No.
long time.
No,
Wandberry is
more like Skinwalker Ranch. You ain't
yeah.
gonna,
Wandberry is a very it's restricted. We're safe to say it's restricted.
yeah. All right, I'm going to try one more thing with this. That's interesting. That's got me thinking.
Pat says initially I heard someone whisper, "Hey."
Yeah. I'm going to see. Let's see what this does.
All right, run it again. Brandon, have you heard it with the headset on?
Not yet.
Go ahead and fire it up.
Run it again, Ron.
Can you see where's it at? Down here?
Is it over here?
Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us? Sense a little girl. Is there a little girl around us?
Still sounds like no to me with the headphones on.
Like I can't. It sounds like something like with a Y at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that.
So let me go in and do this. I'm going to try something else now because this is exciting. Let's see what this does. Let's see if I can isolate this a little bit better.
Yes, Beth. Okay, Beth just messaged me on Facebook, and it does kind of sound like Megan or like Maggie or something like that.
Megan. Remember that movie?
I am just going to get that part and loop it.
Pat says I'm putting the Sennheisers on for this one.
Split. All right, I'm taking out the top and I'm taking out the bottom, so you're not going to hear the question. You're just going to hear the response. But I'm going to do something to the response as we go. I'm going to change the speed of it.
Slow it down by 50%, maybe.
Yeah, we'll slow it down. We'll see what we got. Let's see.
So, what do you guys think of this? Like, this is the first time we've done real-time analysis with you guys on an audio clip. This is how it goes in real life, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to see if I'm gonna have Siri listen and see what she thinks.
Oh, do you like type voice to text?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Pat says, "Okay, I got the headphones on. He is ready to go."
oh, he's got them on. Okay, play it.
Oh, Lisa, eventually we will.
What is it?
She said, "You all should come hunt with me," and put the little ghosty up. It's like, we will.
Right. Not really don't think there's really anything there, dude.
So with these types of audio clips, what we have to do is we have to import them, and then we find and isolate the clip we want to see. Then we download that separately into a different file, and then take that, put it back into the editing software. And then from there, we have way more control. We're able to slow down the speed, increase the speed, bring out different levels, and almost EQ a little bit, and draw out certain tones that might not be audible just regularly, and we can also clean it up and take some of the static out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very time-consuming procedure. I know when I explain it, it sounds like, oh, you can just do click, 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 but it takes a few.
Okay. What's this do? Yeah, I don't hear any. I mean, whoa, what was that? Hang on. I'm with Joe. I think it's saying Stacy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe her mom's got it going on.
Could be.
Haha. What?
Well, I mean, it is a female name.
I'm going to render high quality so we can hear. Yeah. And actually what I did is I lowered it negative 4.36 semitones and stretched it down instead of up.
Pat says it's weird hearing Joe's voice move from one ear to the other based on where his head is in relation to the mic. That is the beauty of having a dynamic vocal mic, my friend.
All right. It's definitely Sin Stacy.
You think so?
You be the judge. All right. I'm
All right,
going
Pat, here it comes. You ready?
to send this over to you guys. Here we go. File, export, multi-track mix down. And this is how we do it, people. Okay, this is EVP slowed. I'm definitely hearing 2 syllables, and what makes sense to me is Stacy.
Lisa says when she walks around, she changes her age like one of those progression videos. I saw her once. It was really freaky.
Oh, she saw it?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's even better. All right, let's see now. So then what I do after I get the audio isolated is I go back over in Premiere and I render it there so you guys can hear it, because it's the only way it works for some reason. As long as it works, we don't care. And what's amazing is I can do all this at the same time as we have this.
Oh, she's saying that was the crone.
Oh, gotcha. Wait.
She had mentioned the best story about Livermore is the crone from the graveyard.
Oh, okay. 170. Yeah.
Ada Cox says, you saw her? Wow.
I think it's this one. Yeah. MP slowed down. Okay, here we go. Wow. It's even more prominent. Okay. And mark out and render it. And now we render it as a 171. Render it as a MP4. Okay, done. And that's it over here. We upload it now. And here we go. You guys ready?
Let's
Hold
do
on.
it.
All right, here we go. Everybody, get up. Either put your headphones on. Did you hear it?
Oh, yeah, it's way more clear there.
Did you hear it?
Huh.
What'd you do?
Oh,
What?
can you see that?
What's that say?
Piece of text picked up Garrett.
Garrett. Yeah, that's funny. So the first part is normal speed, and then you're going to hear me stretch it out. Now I didn't change the actual, the sound itself. It still sounds the same. It just stretched it out. And you can hear 2 syllables. So here we go again.
Stacy.
Right at the end, right?
Yeah.
Like something just trails off. So it's 2 syllables, whatever it is. What'd you get, Brandon?
Nothing that time. I guess I didn't hit it at the right time.
Oh, okay. Well, here, we'll let you do it again. First one, you don't want to hit because that's just, really fast, but then stretched out.
Nothing again that time.
Must
Lisa
be real.
says OMG. And then she said maybe Macy.
Macy. Yeah. It's something like Stacy, Macy, Tracy.
It's got that C.
Yeah. It's got a C at the end. We're going to agree.
Pat says the problem is that as soon as you tell someone what you heard or think, it sounds like you bias the listener. It does.
It does. Yeah, it totally does. But you can definitely hear 2 syllables, and there's
that's why they do it on ghost TV shows.
Yeah, man. And look at how much money they make. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, did you hear that?
Dude,
Bro,
that was the demon. It said
I'm possessed.
Satan. It said Satan. I'm pretty sure it said
possessed, bro.
It said sell hating.
Oh, people hate
it. Says
us.
I am Legion. Did you hear that?
No, it's I am Legion.
Legion. Yes, that's what it is, man. You didn't do it right.
Oh man.
Well, sometimes we have too much
Theresa
fun.
says I can't hear Stacy, maybe Amy, but in a breathy tone.
Mm-hmm.
I need my headphones.
No, it's definitely a breathy tone. Play it, Joe.
Yeah. Which one was it? The newest one? I can hear Macy or Stacy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a definite something there, though. Yeah, there's definitely something going on there. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Can you hear? Yo.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What you got going on?
All right. You want me to run it one more time?
Yeah, go ahead and run it one more time. Yeah.
All right. Everybody get your headphones ready. We're going to run this one more again.
Breathy tone. Very breathy tone.
Very breathy.
Breathy tone. What did it say, Brandon?
Got nothing that time again.
Oh, it said Legion. It didn't?
Oh man.
I could have swore it did.
Nikki Bennett. Hey, Nikki Bennett. Thanks for joining the show. Says it kind of sounds like let's see.
Let's see.
Then Lisa says I need to do more research.
Yeah,
Are
you
there
do.
any confirmed names associated with the area that could give a clue as to who it is? That would be interesting to see if it's going to be a Nacy or Stacy or Maisie.
Any of those,
Leslie.
yeah. Any of those E's, right? At the
Yep.
end. Yeah. The 2 syllables with the E is what we're gonna
Pat says it sounds like sell Bitcoin. Sell Bitcoin.
sell Bitcoin.
And then Theresa says, don't take financial advice from EVPs, Pat.
No, you shouldn't, Pat. You shouldn't. They're tricksters.
I thought I
Lisa
heard
says
it say,
the original town was flooded a long time ago, so records are sketchy.
I thought I heard it say, go to wildandweird.com and click the shop tab and buy something.
It could have, man. It could have. I mean, that's, it's possible, right? Buy a shirt. Etsy store has been shut down for now. Just FYI.
Go get a shirt.
Yeah, get a shirt. You can go buy a shirt. That'd be cool. Then you
He's
can look.
been on some sketchy crap lately.
Yeah, whatever. And we do better, honestly, just out on the road and here. just people who want stuff. That way, they actually want it,
Yep.
and that's what it's all about, really.
Oh,
No,
hey, I got
or shirts. What, Brandon?
I got
Why
this after last week's live. Finally got a physical copy.
Oh,
of
you
the
got a
book.
copy. Look, everyone. It says Brandon
Inspiration
Wills on
for
it.
Your Nightmares by Brandon Wills.
Yes. What? That's amazing, Brandon. Did you guys, I forgot to ask, did you guys have a good Halloween out there? Because we had a blast here.
So Lisa says, I'm just glad you all could hear it and enjoy it.
Oh, we
This is the one that
absolutely
was the
could hear
bestseller.
it. Yeah.
My first one.
That's your Ouija board.
Yeah, thick boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a thick book. Did you write that, Brandon, or did you have AI write that?
Oh, don't
you,
even.
You and AI write that? Huh? Did you and your AI friend, your little pewter over there on the side, did he write it? Did he? He was probably like,
Brandon, I have an idea.
and you were like, what is it, little AI friend?
Larry said the EVP was saying, keeping it free.
For
appreciate you, Larry.
eons to come.
Right? There you go. You're dying for me to do it, so I'll do it.
Shall we play a game?
All right.
Oh, we should play the game.
Don't forget to go out and buy Dewey's books too.
Oh, absolutely.
Dewey,
Eye in the
Dewey,
Sky and what is it, of the Critters? It's
Season of the Critters.
Season of the Critters. That's
Yeah.
it.
Season of the
It's
Critters.
got a different cover now on this one.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That
You
one
can read it
does
better.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
got a new
Okay.
artwork on it.
Okay. Collector's item edition. You got there? Got you. Got that. Yeah. I didn't get any books this week at all. Didn't get anything really. Well, I did get a collectible. I got Jimmy's last album on blue press vinyl, so that's cool. I got that.
Yes, all of those books are available on Amazon.
Yes,
Lisa.
they are.
If you're
It's
interested
kind
in
of
some of Brandon's books, you can contact him directly, though.
He sells
Yeah.
out of a truck, though. Be careful. He will
Down by the
meet
river?
you- Yes. Down
No,
by
it's
the
a
river.
white van, a
White
white
van.
windowless van that says free ice cream on the side of it.
Oh, that one's yours.
Yeah, he lives down by the
I don't know
river.
if it's
Pay
just me, but
attention
I
to
heard
the-
walk away. Get out of here, Dave.
There's a guy who's driving it for me. He's wearing a black suit and he wears sunglasses all the time. But don't mind him that much.
Yeah, right. It's probably some bib agent or something.
But I said, no wonder Joe's in the middle. He's the referee.
I liked. I think it was
Shut up, Brandon.
Spooky earlier who talked about how he thinks Indrid might be tied to the Mib somehow.
Spooky.
That was an interesting little theory. It's got
Yeah.
me thinking now. I've never heard that brought up before.
Pat says it's the van with the tear stain mattress on the back.
You just can't.
Yeah, tears.
Oh, man.
Where's Adam at?
I don't know. He's been quiet. Is
And
he
it
here?
plays circus music. Yeah, Adam's been gone. Adam, I think, disappeared. Adam, you okay out there, Bubby?
No, that's not good. He might have got
I'm just waiting for his input
taken
on
away.
that.
I'll have to check on him. Definitely have to check on him.
Craig says, I actually have an EVP in a house that says, I am many, I am 6. I will try to get the investigator I was with to send it to you.
Okay.
Julie Buck said, I thought I said 3 free puppies on the side. That was last week. He changes it from time to time with Halloween, ice cream.
Yeah. It's going to have jelly beans, I think, coming up here soon. Candy canes. Free
Adam
Christmas
must have
present.
gone. He wouldn't have let that one slide without an inappropriate comment. You were exactly right.
No, right? I'm worried about it.
Something I wanted to tell everybody about that. The first book, for some reason, whenever you search it on Amazon, it won't come up with the title, but you have to search my name, and then you click on my author profile, and you can find
no
it.
one cares. Anyway, no, I'm messing with you totally. Here's
Remember
something.
that, Ron.
I know you
I need
will.
a book cover. I'll never come to you.
You don't. It's okay. I'm good with that. It's all right. I know who you go to.
Brandon, I have an idea.
I know who you go to, buddy.
Oh, speaking of AI, I saw a hilarious sign that some construction workers put on a building.
Oh God, what?
It was like 2 stories up, and they stuck a big sign on the sign of it that says, "Hey, Chat GPT, finish this building."
That's a winner.
Yeah.
That's a winner, buddy. That's a winner. So I've been going through while doing all this. I've also been going through Twitter and whatnot, or X or whatever it is, trying to find mention of something that we talked about on the pre-recorded last night, Joe. The News Nation thing that was supposed to be out today. Was Ross was supposed to be interviewing someone, you know?
Yeah.
As far as I could tell, it was going to be on Elizabeth Vargas reports on News Nation, but it's not there. I can't find it.
So you think they
So
pulled it?
I don't know. I don't know if they ever did it or if it got backed. Like they might have backlogged it for another. I don't know. I don't know what's going
Well,
on.
they might have also recorded it tonight.
They could have. So it could have been recorded at 6, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I thought he said that it would be on at 6. So, but I've been looking and I can't find it. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up there.
It says it's all fun and games until the AI does finish the building.
No, that's true. Then we've got
That's coming. You've seen those 3D printed buildings,
Yeah,
and they're actually extremely structurally sound.
I would not trust a 3D printed building.
I don't know,
That's
bud.
made out
Hey,
of metal.
dude, I got to tell you something.
They look amazing.
It's not even that. The structural integrity of just a stupid little simple 3D print with some of the filler,
Yeah.
the ways that it does fillers, dude. It could hold an elephant. I
Really?
mean, yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
man.
kidding. There was one I tried to crush it. I couldn't crush it, but I'm a weakling anyway. But the point is, you're like, oh, that you should be able to just bend this. You can't bend it, and it's plastic. Can you
Yeah.
imagine one that's made out of concrete and steel? Yeah, it's
Because
It's
all
crazy.
they do is while the concrete is wet, they'll go back and shove the rebar down in.
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I could totally see it like being even more structurally secure than
Yeah.
anything that we could literally build.
Like
what I'm
in
saying.
in the structures currently, if you look at them, they build them. There's 2 different versions. There's ones that are vertical walls, and then you put a roof on like a traditional roof, but the walls and everything are 3D printed. And then there's these ones that look like Piccolo's houses, the houses on Namek, where they're
those
like bubble
those are the
houses.
first ones, the capsule.
Here's something I want to. That's popped in my head. Do you think some of the? This is getting an ancient astronaut theory, but do you think maybe some of the old buildings were made with a 3D printer
Yes.
of some kind?
It took me a while to answer, but yes. Or something like that, Brandon. I think
There was one theory that, especially like the ones in South America, that there's even some scientists that back this up, that they think that some of the rocks weren't actually chiseled; they were poured into a mold.
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
figured out how to melt the rock.
Yeah, I've heard that. There's a lot of legends
The
talking
way that
about.
they fit together is so tight.
Yeah.
Without any kind of mortar.
Yeah. Well, there was old legends that talked about a certain berry that that the natives would use back in the ancient days, and that those did things. They like made the rock malleable, or it made it you changed its gravity. There's like all these crazy stories around that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's just crazy stories. And then you're like, is it? Is
Yeah,
it
like
really?
if you look at like one that I saw that really blew my mind recently, because I forgot about it, was Elephantine Island, where they were chiseling pure granite with hand tools
Yes.
a couple thousand years ago. It's like, how did they do
Hey,
that?
Brandon. Hey, Brandon. Look, someone felt sorry for you. Look.
Oh, thanks, Lisa.
Ordered Nightmare and starting Ouija on Unlimited. There you go, man.
Thank you guys for
Much
supporting
appreciated.
Brandon. He really is trying to stand out, and that's important.
Doing
It
a good
really
job
is.
at it.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a really good
Very
job
hard.
at it. Considering you really honestly just launched it out like this year, like majorly. So I'm impressed. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I've been doing it since 2014.
Yeah, I
and
know. But you
It took me
really
forever to get around to actually being
doing
serious
something.
about it.
Yep. Well, the same way we did with the YouTube. this year. It's the same thing. We didn't get
Mhm.
serious with our YouTube until, like in the last year or something. So
Pat says one mushroom makes you small, one makes you tall. It's the Mario theory.
yeah. Or Alice in Wonderland or something. Maybe both. I don't know. Maybe it's just mushrooms. Who knows?
Oh man.
So what, man, I gotta say, you guys, I mean, it's been steady tonight. The traffic has literally stayed right where it's at tonight, which has been crazy. And I want to go over and see how many, God, how many, you guys have been talking a lot. So I want to go over here and see what our chat is. Do you know you almost broke the record last week?
Angie says I'm reading the inspiration one. It's really good.
See, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Let's see where we're at. Ooh. Well, you're not bad. You're almost at 400, so that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. So not bad considering we've had a real data analysis session that went on tonight.
Tate Hieronymus is in here before we're wrapping out. What's going
Well,
on, buddy?
Hello. You made it back.
Yeah, Tate Hieronymus with
Been a while.
the Bluff Creek project over here. What's going on, man? Lisa Beard dropping off, everyone. See you all next Thursday. Have a good week. You too, Lisa. Thanks for sending over the EVPs and the photos. Those were fantastic.
Fantastic. Great captures. Yeah, that was some really good stuff. So what are you guys thinking? I want to know, just like at the end of the podcast, what are you thinking about what we saw tonight? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went first Joe, then Brandon.
Well, the first takeaway, starting off with some of the Indrid Cold stuff, I'm a huge fan of the story for more than reasons that it's in our home state. I do believe that it was one of the early contact cases that took place, and as well as, a very valuable resource for the possibilities of what we might be finding from our government here in the next coming months. Then when we get to the EVPs and stuff that Lisa had sent over and the pictures that Beth and Lisa both had sent, those, I mean, the pictures are weird. The pictures are weird, and the EVP, there's definitely something there, and it sounds like a name. It sounds like Maisie, Stacy, Macy, one of those kind of IE or Y ending names.
You think maybe it was saying maybe?
I couldn't hear a B, the B sound. It sounded more like a C sound, like you would have at the end of Stacy. Or
Do you have any sound analyzing tools that could try to figure out what it's saying?
Not really. The best way we would be able to do that is literally to slow it down even further, Brandon.
Yeah.
We can do a noise reduction on the slowed down version,
And
just
take
like
it
I did
apart
on the first one, and
little
take it apart literally piece by piece. And then we could kind of get close to it, possibly send them, but we're still in that realm of, hearing it and, the whole, we're susceptible to audio pareidolia at that point.
Yeah.
Got 2 words for Joe: pop filter. Yeah, I could get a pop. There's one actually built into my microphone. That's what this blue fuzz you see around here. It's a pop filter that's built in. I just talk really hard. I do have a pop filter I could throw down here though.
If you're really cheap, you could just put a sock on it.
Yeah, I do have a dead
sock.
cat I could throw on. It came with a dead cat. I could just throw.
They help. So Braden, what do you think about the photo first and the EVP?
Photo is definitely weird. I really want to see a negative of it. At first I thought it was moonlight, but when you pointed out that you could see it behind the frame of the window, and that's pretty strange. You can't see the light actually bleeding onto the frame. It's behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird, right?
It looks like I've seen some stuff where people claim it's ectoplasm or ectoplasm smoke. That's what that reminds me of. It's like cigar smoke, kind of the way that it looks.
What did you say, Jeff?
I said, you mean star jelly?
Oh, God.
Ectoplasm, star jelly.
I knew that was going to be thrown in here at some point. Here, I'm going to do this for you because I completely forgot. So let me save that. Yeah, let's put this over
Pat says
here.
I could just take off the headphones. Yeah, that would probably help.
Oh, you've got headphones on. Yeah, you probably.
You're hearing because this microphone is designed to be like just straight. It's a vocal microphone. I had it back when I used to sing, and
It's made for flat responses so you can be mixed.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what it's for.
It's exactly what it's for. Studio microphone.
It was back when he used to do vocals for Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the vocals for Milli Vanilli. I just mostly lip sync them.
You do know no one knows what the heck you guys are talking about right now, right? Say that.
Show my age a little bit.
Uh-huh. Something like that. Here you go, Brandon.
So Brandon, what do you think?
She's got something. I don't know what it is. Oh,
There's the negative.
There's your negative.
that is really interesting. Yeah, it really makes the face shape pop out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see that white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see a thermal version of it if that would be possible.
I'm not doing anything else for you. Okay.
The only way a thermal version of that could be done
there
is like
was a
if the
thermal.
thermal was there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Itself.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
It would have been awesome. And you brought up a really good point right there, Brandon. There are some people who occasionally will post those kind of things over on some social media networks and say that they can filter, thermal images from a normal photo. You can't do that. It's just a gimmick. It's just a color. That's all it is. It's just
it's a filter.
colorization.
Filter. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't really do anything. There are, I guess, applications that let you do depth analysis like that. So you can do depth analysis and whatnot, almost making a bump map kind of thing from it, which you still do that with Photoshop, but you can't anymore.
Yeah, that's how people have done the 3D reimages of Patty, is using stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Pat says, "Can I see it upside down and mirrored, Ron?"
No, you can't. No, not tonight. No. Maybe the next time you come over, I'll do that. But no, no more. Not doing it. Not doing any more graphics analysis for you guys tonight.
That's funny he mentions that because that actually is a trick they use in graphics arts classes.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it forces you to use both sides of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it works really well too. Like you can do some, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but sometimes I'll actually give it to us. Yeah, Predator Vision. Sometimes I will actually draw with two hands because it kind of, I don't know, it helps me when I'm doing it. I don't know why. And you'll catch that on some of the videos I'll do, like on some of the speed ones. You'll see my other hand come in there. I'll be like, especially if I'm painting, I'll use two hands sometimes, and it makes a really interesting kind of design. Yeah, because it's not dominant, so it's very different. It looks like someone else is painting it, and I'm painting over top of it. It's pretty cool. It's a neat effect. It's my own little built-in, Photoshop. It's in my head because I'm part machine.
That's not a filter, people. That's Ron's real voice.
Yeah. So Ron, okay, what do you think? What's your take towards all
Okay,
this?
so first of all, I thought, wow, this would be easy to to figure out because we got light, we got windows, we got refraction and reflection. This is just just pareidolia. That's all it is. But then you can't deny that there is an area there that seems to show that this thing is behind those bars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, that's weird because if that was a reflection, like we kind of think it may be, then we should be seeing that reflection on the bars too. We're not seeing that. We're seeing it lit from behind, which is really, really weird. So I think there's something there. Right. I keep forgetting.
The only thing natural I could think of that would be something projecting from behind the curtain.
It would have to be. Yeah, it would have to be. Like you just said, it would have to be a projector from behind. So if we were looking at like years and years ago, I did back before it was all popular. I had a Pepper's Ghost type effect that I did at Halloween.
Mm.
Put it in our window, and where I had a little 3D animated ghost that I did
I remember this.
flying around. You remember that? It would fly around. You go out, stand out in the driveway. You look up, and you'd see my normal window. You'd see everything normal, but every now and again, this little ghost would come flying by, and doing one of those little numbers, and you'd zip off. That's what you're looking at. You would have to be someone who is actually faking it. I don't think this is happening in historical buildings. So I'm getting at, guys, but that's what you're looking at. That's the kind of back projection type technology that would have to be used in that.
Oh, speaking of that, Ron was talking last week about how some of the stuff for Halloween now is like Hollywood level.
Oh yeah.
One of my neighbors, they had a big bay window in the second floor of their house, and they had this really cool video of a witch stirring a cauldron.
Yep.
That it was used from a projector, and it looked like something straight out of Hollywood. It was
Yeah,
so
dude.
cool.
They're awesome. They're absolutely awesome. So yeah, you can look at it like that. Now for the audio, I can clearly hear 2 syllables.
Yeah.
At first I'm hearing this, steady, but it's like, wait, there's something else there. And then when you stretched it out, all I did was just stretched it out by a couple of semitones. That's all I did. So you can definitely hear there's a break there. And I'm like Patrick said, when someone tells you it sounds like this, you're probably going to hear that. When Joe said Stacy, I'm like, automatically I heard Stacy. I'm like, can I make it say something else? Yeah, maybe.
It's like audio paranoia.
Gravy, But then when I slowed it down, I can clearly hear a beginning syllable of s and an ending syllable of e. So it's Sacy, or I don't know.
It sounds like it's
weird.
definitely got that tail end of like CIE or CY.
Yeah. It does. I think anyway. So what that is, I have no idea. I think it's fascinating that they managed to capture it. As for the beginning of the program, we're talking about Indrid Cold. I still think that is, one of the most underrated and underreported legends in West Virginia. Rates right up there as far as I'm concerned with Flatwoods Monster and Mothman. Needs to be up there, and it needs to be drug out of the pop culture thing. I saw that of all people, Bethesda got it right. They actually included Indrid Cold in the cryptid hunt thing that they did. I had a great little rendition of him, and he shows up in the game now as the smiling man, or the grinning man. And you'll run into him. It's a chance encounter every now and again. And he looks just like anyone else, except for he's smiling. Very good, very tasteful, very well done. I want to see that more. I want to see more Indrid Cold like that. Speaking of which, you'll get to see some Indrid Cold soon.
So Pat says, I'm waiting for someone to put motors on one of the 12-foot tall skeletons on an Arduino.
They have, bud.
They have.
They started last year.
They've got head turning and then
it's awesome.
Waist turning and the arms.
Yep. Talks.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, they're pretty impressive. So, if you guys are going to be in Nitro Saturday, there is a chili cook-off, by the way, to let you know. It's a pretty big deal down in Nitro. And I heard Mothman might make a appearance, but I don't know. But Mothman is alleged to possibly maybe make an appearance near the Cook tent, the Cook Funeral Home tent. If you happen to be over there, Cook Pet Crematorium Funeral Home. Yeah, you might want to be over that way. And I do know that we've talked about this. We know he likes chili. We've been over this a million times. I know people kept saying, he likes beans. No, it's chili. He likes chili, guys. It's chili. And so I got a pretty good feeling he's going to be there. Just saying. There's a very good chance. So you might want to come down. We'll be there from I think 11 to 4. So come on down. Have some chili. Vote for us. All that fun stuff. There. I plugged it. I did it. Okay. I did my part.
Remember, guys, if you don't have anything going on, the weekend of the 16th, 17th, 18th, whatever that date is, you're going to be able to catch us at CryptidCon. We're going to be doing our demonstrations of some of our research, not demonstrations, but we're going to be doing a presentation with our research. We're going to have photos, video, all that good stuff mixed in. It is the last event that we will be doing this year. So it rounds out the 2023
the end of the tour
year for us. And we get to get back to work.
There will be partying. I just promise you.
Yeah.
And by partying, I mean, we're going to eat good.
Absolutely.
You know,
the
come on
restaurant
down.
there at the conference center is like,
oh my God. And they have the most amazing margarita.
it's pretty good.
It's really good.
So remember, if you're not, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Share it with your friends. Tell everybody about us and spread the good word that we are, out here trying to bring fun, bring good times, bring facts and not speculation to the people out here, because there's a whole lot of information that is flooding
You're right.
all over the internet.
You're right.
That is not good information.
No, you're 100% right. And I can tell you that the people who are here with us, I'm not saying that, we're the only source. We're not. There are many other sources, but the people who are gathered with us, the people who have supported us, there's a reason, because we all get along for that very reason. It's discourse. We know how to have the conversation with each other. The egos are not there. There are no egos. The egos are in your head, if there is one at all. And that's the whole point of the thing, to go out there and actually do your work. But at the end of the day, come back here on Thursday evening and just have fun.
Yes.
And discuss these things in an open, civil manner. And, I think we do pretty good. I mean, we only managed to tick off a couple people every now and again. I'm happy.
At least that they've let us know.
At least that they let us know. Exactly. I mean, our numbers keep going up, so we're doing something right.
Yep, doing something right, guys. And we couldn't be doing that without all of you all, because you are what make this whole thing roll.
Yep.
And that is our super chatters. Again, the executive producer, Adam Good.
I'll do it.
Theresa of Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State. Dewey Edwards, the Deuster.
Spooky. Larry.
Appalachia there, Jimbo, Larry Hose, Guitarchains Craig, Travis Aurednik of the Deep End Antique Store, Geoffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots of Adulting Axolotl, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, Bigfoot Littlefoot, Tommy Swiger, Terri Summerfield, and Sarah
Ramsey. Thank you all very, very much.
Oh! Got you guys a last minute Sky Daddy blessing. Teresa, thank you very much. You're amazing. We love you. And keep up the good work out there, everybody, because we have a lot of researchers who tune into this show every single week. And many of those researchers are actually on the super chat list. So just to show you all are what are keeping things rolling at Wild and Weird. And we are going to be doing everything we can to assist you all in the future.
And they're just like, well, why in the world do you follow these goofballs?
Yeah, right.
That's what their peers are saying. And it's just like,
because they are cool.
And that's how we end that little segment.
Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in to Wild and Weird Radio live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. You guys are fantastic. We love each and every one of you. We look forward to this show just as much as you do. And remember, tell your friends, get everybody else involved, share it around to other people who are interested in this kind of stuff. Because
for sure.
That they're going to just enjoy it as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people we get in here, the merrier. We have an absolute ball talking with each and every one of you guys. Beth Duncan, good night, guys. Guitarchains Craig, good night, buddy.
Before you head out, remember this. This is important. We are approaching our 2,000 point on here, which is really cool for us.
Yeah.
2,000 members. If we hit 2,000 members before Christmas, we are going to do something very, 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 very big. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So just to let you guys know, If we hit it by Christmas, we are going to do something very, very big, and someone's going to get something really cool. Trust me.
Yep. So remember, if you are hanging out in the middle of a slightly haunted place and find star jelly, run. Stay wild and weird, everybody.
Oh, jeez. Gotta do that star jelly thing, don't you?
I love the star jelly, man.
That's sick.